Sitting in front of the cameras are Mr. Liu Zhenrong and Mr. Li Jianhua. They helped draft the first white paper of the Chinese government on the development of the internet or IT industry in China. Welcome back, sir. Now, Mr. Li, why the mobile netizens constitute the majority of the newly added young internet users?
China has 800 million cell phone users today, and this is the second to none in the world. With the application of 3G technology, and in January 2010, the State Council decided to accelerate the integration of three networks. The three networks: telecommunication, radio, television, and the internet. I think these measures, these actions by the government will further promote the people, netizens, to use the cell phone to access to the internet. This is a very huge market with great potential. The reason for that is the people want to use the internet more conveniently, more sufficiently, more comprehensively, and anytime, anywhere. This is compatible with the goal of the government. We want to promote and build an internet in China with more people can use internet freely and timely and sufficiently, extensively.
Mr. Liu and Mr. Li, perhaps we look a little bit too serious on a very complicated issue. For the young people, it's a matter of having fun anytime, anywhere with the mobile information in an age of information. But why do you think young people aged between 18 and 30 account for almost 70% of the net users?
I think a good thing is always welcomed by the majorities. The majority of our netizens are young people. This is a very obvious characteristic of our young netizens. They are very active on the internet. They love to speak anywhere. For example, they just make all kinds of remarks in those forums, blogs, micro-blogs, and so on. Obviously, their way of living, thinking, and working is profoundly impacted by the internet.
Millions of young Chinese net users must have been attracted by the 开心网, which in Chinese, in English, happiness, right?
Happy.
Okay. On the other hand, President Barack Obama cites cybersecurity as a major reason to ensure the smooth and sustainable economic development of the United States of America in the 21st century. Just how serious is cybersecurity for all governments, particularly for those which have the biggest number of net users? So let's take a look.
Half a month ago, a newly created U.S. military compound got its new chief, General Keith Alexander. For 5 years, he was the head of the country's largest espionage agency and was appointed as the head of the new cyber post under the Pentagon. The agency pulls together the military's various cyber resources to meet what is seen as a rapidly growing cyber threat against the U.S. Despite of challenges of balancing civil liberties and cyber security, the compound is playing a growing role in monitoring and safeguarding the nation's computer network. And it's not just the U.S. that's recognizing the need for internet safety. China is one of the countries that suffers the most from hacking and online criminals. Official statistics show that over 40,000 websites were distorted by hackers from home and abroad in 2009. In January, the country's biggest search engine, Baidu.com, experienced its worst attack in 10 years. Users were unable to access the site for about 4 hours. Internet safety is playing a larger role in China's national security, particularly after the July 5th riot in Urumqi last year. The deadly violence, killing hundreds, is believed to be plotted by separatists from abroad via the internet. China is taking actions to attack online criminals while guaranteeing openness of the internet. Legislation is in place against the illegal use of the internet. Last year, China also launched a nationwide crackdown on internet pornography to purify the web. More than 15,000 obscene websites were closed or blocked. parental guides are suggested to protect children and juveniles when using online games. In a recent step for online trading safety, the government issued new regulations to require e-retailers to provide their real names and address. This aims to protect consumers' rights and their personal data.